are you today? Before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is PRISCA, and today I'm super excited to share something exciting with you guys. Today, we are going to discuss a cool learning method that can make us better understand the process of tempe production scientifically. So, prepare your curiosity because we are going to learn by experimenting. Let's get started! When we want to understand a scientific phenomenon, we don't just read a book or listen to teachers' explanation. Instead, we observe, ask questions, experiment, and draw our conclusion. The inquiry method invites us to think critically and be active in learning. Every good discovery starts with a question. In the inquiry method, we start by thinking and asking questions. Before making tempe, we have to understand what happens in the fermentation process, what affects it, how to make quality tempe. Now, we're not just imagining the experimenting. We boil the soybeans, at yeast, and store them under certain conditions. Will all the tempe be successful? Let's move on with the next stage. We can't just sit and wait. In the inquiry method, we must observe the changes that occur during fermentation. Does the tempe start to harden? Does the color change? Does it have a distinctive smell? All this help us understand what is going on. Once we've made our observation, it's time to compare the results of our experiments with existing theories. The results match. If not, there might be an error in the process. We can figure out what caused it and how to fix it. After all the processes are done, we need to evaluate what have we learned, what worked, and what can be improved. Science is always evolving, and we can keep learning to produce high-quality tempe. With the inquiry method, we not only learn science, but also develop logical thinking skills, exploration, active learning, connect theory to real life, and foster curiosity. All this will help us become better learners. By using the inquiry method, we not only learn science, but also develop important skills summarized in the word L-E-A-R-N. Think is not just about memorizing facts, but also understanding the relationship between one concept and another. With the inquiry method, we are trained to think logically, that is, to organize information systemically and look for cause and effect relationship. For example, when we study tempe fermentation, we not only know that tempe is formed after a few days, but also understand that this process occurs due to the work of microorganisms. One of the advantages of the inquiry method is that we don't just receive information from teachers or books, but also actively find out for ourselves. Like scientists who always want to discover new things, we are also invited to explore with questions that arise. With high curiosity, we can try various methods in experiments and observe the results directly. Often we wonder, what use is this learning in everyday life? Well, the inquiry method answers that question in a very real way. In this method, we not only learn the theory, but also see how the knowledge can be applied in our lives. For example, after understanding the fermentation process of tempe, we not only know how tempe is made, but we can also try to make it ourselves at home. In In fact, if we explore further, we can learn how the fermented food industry works and how technology can improve tempe production. Not only in making tempe, the inquiry method can also be applied in various other aspects of life. Last but not least, the inquiry method helps us cultivate curiosity in science and learning. Curiosity is the key to discovering new things. When we keep asking, exploring, and finding out, we will be more drive to learn deeper and not just take information for granted. When high curiosity, not only do we become better learners, but we can also become innovators in the future. Perhaps from this method of inquiry, there will be young scientists or entrepreneurs who find new ways in the food industry or fermentation technology. So, with the inquiry method, we learn more than just theory. We learn to think logically, explore, learn actively, connect knowledge to real life, and cultivate curiosity. All this make us more independent, creative, and innovative learners. This method is not only useful in science but also in everyday life. With the habit of asking questions, trying, and finding solutions, we will be better prepared to face future challenges in our education, work, and social life. So, are you ready to learn with the inquiry method? Let's start our scientific adventure together!